I'm gonna enjoy this.
So agents, I know I might catch a lot of grief for this, but it had to be done. I mean, take a look at this gameplay moment. Our opponents have decided they don't want to play the game with us anymore, and have put on a couple of Hotwire Secret Mine builds. Well, I'll be damned if I'm just going to sit out here and wait while they play with their balls. A well-placed mortar round is all it takes to force them out. Now, I know we're all familiar with the powerful mortar builds made for PvE that deal an unreasonable amount of damage. I used to use them myself, but I've since realized a very fatal flaw. When engaged directly, these builds tend to get folded like a lawn chair before they can even react, and they struggle to be adaptable in the aggressive PvP environment. A build setup like this will allow us to have a high damage from not only our mortar, but our weapon as well. I know some of you may be looking at this build and wondering, where's the skill damage? But that's actually because we're getting our damage from elsewhere. First of which is the multiplicative attribute explosive damage, provided by China Light and the Grupo brand set bonuses, as well as the demo specialization. The damage to armor and damage to target out of cover attributes also further amplify the skill's damage in addition to our weapon's damage. Then with the stacks of the capacitor granting us skill damage, we will have little trouble dealing enough damage to decimate anything we hit. But what makes this build great is that's not all it's good for. It excels as a mid-range DPS and can put a lot of damage downrange while tenderizing the enemy with mortar fire. We still lack a bit of survivability, so I often take the Crusader Shield as my secondary skill, and I use the Unbreakable talent on my chest piece to make sure I stay on my feet. In some situations, utilizing other skills like the Stinger Hive or other explosives in my arsenal may be better for gaining a particular advantage, so be creative and keep an open mind. Piloting the build is fairly simple. You're going to want to try to stay behind the tankier builds on your team. When they start to engage the opposing players, drop the mortar and fire into the fray to stagger and down assailants. Then use the capacitor to clean up while the shell shock is still setting in. Then work with your team, push the enemy back into their spawn, and go in for the hammer and nail. I know it's a nasty job, but someone has to do it. Thanks for watching. Please drop any questions you might have down in the comments. Careful not to blow yourself up now. Fade out.